Artistic Gamer 7, and welcome back to some more of the Elder Scrolls Create-A-Sim, Divines and the Daedric Princes, and try to turn them into Sims. Today we are doing the Divine known as Stendarr, which Stendarr is sort of known, like the type of figure that he is sort of known as is for righteousness, forgiveness, and mercy. So just those alone, I definitely, when making him, wanted him to seem like a nice, approachable type person. Someone who was wise, but, would also, they don't let that necessarily get in their way. They just keep making sure things are going on the right path. I probably explained that really weird, but I am really bad at explaining things sometimes when it comes to, in my head, I know exactly what I'm meaning. But getting it out of my mouth sometimes just does not work. But yeah. Also with his stained glass picture, he does... The way they sort of depict him is almost like he's supposed to have, like, quite a bit of hair going on facially and even on his head. So I did really want to give him a long beard, but the only long beard I have is a Maxis beard, and to me, especially that in particular beard, just looks really weird, and trying to put it with Alpha CC really did not work, so I ended up giving him the best CC beard I had that had the most length to it, and a color that could go with the hair that I chose to give him. I did give him long hair, but it's more slicked back. It's more like long hair that's under control. It's not flowing everywhere. He has it more set out, laid out in a certain way. I will give the beard a try, but like I said, it really did not work with the overall look with my other CC. So I was just like, nah, can't do it. Funnily enough, when I think of Stendarr, in some ways I don't really remember much about him, but when I was reading about him, he actually has, like, there's a part of, like, people who follow him that are made a big deal when you visit, is it Dawnstar? No. Where is it? Maybe it is Dawnstar. It's one of those towns up that way. And they actually keep talking about vampires attacking the Hall of the Vigilance. That is some of his followers. If I did know at one point, I have completely forgotten by the time I went and read back over that. And I was like, oh, okay, so... And you actually can run into some of his followers randomly walking around. Also, and I'm pretty sure I remember running into them, but I never talked to them for long periods of time. And apparently if you do talk to them, they actually go more in depth about themselves. So, I probably didn't even realize that they were followers of him. But they were, and they go around trying to... And there's also a group of crusaders that do the same thing. They go around, they try to help people get rid of the more ick of the world. They don't like the Daedra, the vampires, obviously, stuff like that. They get rid of curses, they find holy relics, all this sort of stuff like that, and try to do exorcisms on houses and children, and I don't know why it specifically said children. I tried to find where it said other, like, just people in general, but no, it specifically said children. So I don't know if in the world of Tamriel, kids are extremely more likely to get possessed. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah. That was actually very interesting to know. I also read that after the vampires attacked the Hall of the Vigilant and would start attacking them on the roadside, they actually sometimes would take their clothes and try to present themselves as them so that they can attack travelers. So that was a little interesting thing that I came across of, and Skyrim is a huge game that I love dearly. So that was a little tidbit of information that I never really realized, or if I did, like, I have forgotten it, or I didn't look too much into it to the point where it stuck in my head a little bit more. So I definitely found that interesting, because Stendarr is one of the divines that I didn't really know too much about. So knowing that I technically ran into parts and information about him often in Skyrim, and you constantly, even in other places that are, like, I think even close to, like, Winterhold, and, like, randomly some of the guards are like, did you hear about the Hall of the... They just constantly talk about it. Actually, the Hall of the Vigilance actually may be near I can't remember where that hall is actually located, but I know they talk about it in several of the towns, and I think the first town I may have heard it was in Dawnstar, actually. But they talk about it in different places, like guards and people will just bring it up, like, did you hear about the Hall of the Vigilance? And I'm like... So yeah, it was pretty interesting to actually read to know that that's associated with him. But I did give him, like, I think it was, technically I think that is, more the traditional wear for Japanese clothing that came with Snowy Escape, I believe. But I did add, like, a shirt underneath it, and I put some simple shoes that look like may have been fixed themselves. More relaxed clothing. Again, I wanted him to look more approachable than, some of the others. Like, he's not too intimidating or anything like that. But at the same time, you sort of know that he's wise, or, like, there's something justly about him. Basically, if that makes any sense. But because, like, I got to the outfit so quickly, I ended up not having to speed this video up almost at all. So yeah, it didn't take me long to actually finish creating him. But I hope you like how Stendarr turned out. If so, hit that lovely like button, subscribe, you know about that lovely YouTube goodiness. Make sure to check out some of the other Elder Scrolls casts if you have not seen them all. We are getting close to the end here, but we're not quite there yet, but we are getting quite close. So yeah, but don't worry, another cast series is coming up right after this one. I also will have a few other random casts here and there, so definitely make sure you are subscribed so that you can see that and see the rest of this series and see other things here on the channel. I had like a hiccup. So I guess I should finish this video very quickly before another one comes back. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye!